If the whole world of One Piece were to rise up against the world government, would they actually have a chance of taking them down? Now, this is definitely not a question that has a simple solution because I think that they have the manpower to do it, but they don't have the leadership or the person to rally behind to do it, which is very important. Like, look at our own world. We got people like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Huey P. Newton that would all be assassinated because they were getting too much power. And with that power, they can sway other people to rally behind them, and then they can fight against the powers that be. You take out the leadership, then the people down below don't really know what to do, and then that's how we have problems that still persist today. Now let's take this real world example and move it into One Piece, where you got characters like Otohime, Fisher Tiger, that wanted other people to stop discriminating against fishmen, so they were the people to rally behind if you were about that cause. And what happens as a result? They both end up getting killed. And without those people leading the way, there are other people that take up their spots like Hody Jones and Arlong that further pushes the divide between humans and fishmen. And you can't fight against the world government if y'all are still beefing with each other. The same thing is true for places like Skypiea with the Shandians, the Birkins, everybody that's been going back for like 400 years. If they weren't always beefing with one another, how far do you think they would have came along in Skypiea? You got characters like Kaido that became the ultimate soldier for the kingdom in which they lived in, only for that kingdom to betray them, trying to sell him into slavery, which creates this idea in Kaido's mind of slavery. Something that he will even subject his child to because of what other people did to him. Where instead of submitting to the world government and be like, all right, we're going to give you Kaido as tribute because we want to be part of the Reverie next year, they could have rallied with Kaido and been like, no, keep away from my kingdom or else you got to fight us with this Kaido dude. They had a great opportunity to work together with him, but then they forego it for the world government. And I don't even need to mention all the divides that Kaido created in the world as a result. And these divides aren't even things that are like in the major arcs of One Piece alone. We also see it with like the Long Leg tribe beefing with the Long Arm tribe with Ideo and Blue Gilly back in Dressrosa. And of course we can't forget how the Minks were discriminated against by other people too. Which ain't surprising because between the humans, you got people, you got pirates, you got marines, and they all still beef. So when it comes to numbers, the world is not missing that to take on the world government. They got them in spades. It's about finding somebody to rally behind and bring everyone together. Which is something that we see Kobe trying to do back in Marineford when he's saving pirates from Akainu's onslaught. But the problem with finding somebody to rally behind is that this person needs to be strong enough to not bend the knee to the world government and also, strong enough to not die. That part's kind of helpful. And the only people powerful enough in this world that you can even attempt to rally behind would be the four emperors. But like I've been saying all throughout this video, even these guys are beefing with each other. Which was all made by design because the world government knew if two of these dudes got together and joined forces, the rest of the world is screwed. Too bad most of these people like Kaido and Big Mom cared too much about their own greed to actually want to take on and save the rest of the world. Whitebeard would have been a good contender, but he was too old. And of the new emperors, we literally have Luffy, who is going to be this person to rally behind, and he's been doing God's work with every island that he's visited so far. The beef that the Shandians had with the Nell and his people, Luffy came in here and fixed that. The beef that the fishermen had with humanity, Luffy came in here and, he kind of fixed that. Even entire factions like Boa and the Kuja pirates, which absolutely hate humanity because of man, just by Luffy being here, he became somebody that even they can rally behind. So to go back to your question, if the whole world were to rally together against the world government, yes, they would be able to take them down. But that's only because the world finally has somebody to rally behind in Luffy.